Hello, Facebook friends. I'm going to talk to you in a minute. Today is a special day, and today is a special topic because I did not plan to talk to you today, to be honest with you. My uncle is passing away, and I'm helping my mom to help my aunt to deal with her husband of 53 years that's passing away. And I just want to reach out to you just to give you some things that you can do to feel better about death and ways that you can make peace with it and celebrate, and in the spirit of nature turn that death into new life, because that's what it's all about. Following the flow of nature, following the circle of life, because when we do that, there is peace. When we resist, there is not. So right now you're sitting in what was my beautiful garden, and it is not really much anymore. Before I even knew for sure that my uncle was going to be passing away, last thing I heard was he was doing better. But today, of course, I decided that my plants that were ill and that had diseases had to go. I was tired of looking at them, and it was time. And just a disclaimer, I didn't know I was going to be making this video, so you might be hearing some things in the background. I do have like construction going on, so it might not be the quietest, but I did take the plants down, and it was kind of a sad day that I had to do that because I love tomato plants, but it was kind of very symbolic too of an ending, and it's going to make room for lots of other things. And it also is good because I don't have to look at the plants that are not doing well, because mentally it's hard to deal with, half of your plants dying. Of course, it's not totally analogous to, someone passing away, but my point is that, there comes a time when the end comes and we can make room for new things, and that's where we're going to get the most peace. Now, I've been a medium for about 2 years now. After my friend passed away, I started getting messages from him, and we exchanged messages, and we've been talking, to say the least. And last week, I would say about now, my grandfather came to me. I heard all this ringing in my ears, and I didn't know what it was at first, but I knew somebody was trying to say something. And he had a lot of messages for me to give to my mom. And my mom and dad are very conservative, and I'm surprised that after the exchange of information that my mom is a complete believer now. My grandfather, he was giving me information for my mom, letting her know that my Aunt Kathy was going to need her assistance, that she was going to need her support, and to also let my mom know that she was doing a really good job, and then to always point the best thing that my mom could do. And I'll give this to you as well, this is from my grandfather. Is he said the best thing that you can do when you're helping someone through death is to point them towards God, because that's where love is, to point them towards God, because you can only do so much to support them. And yes, it's good to have other people just support you, but at the end of the day, that support has to come. The most support is going to come from their relationship with God, the divine source energy. So that was my message from my pop-up to my mom. And he said just keep pointing her back to God. Keep pointing her back to God, because that's where she's going to get her strength. It's not going to be clinging to my mom. That'll give her some, but ultimately, that's the best choice, is what he said. And then my mom, she said My mom and dad are very conservative. I think I said that. I tried to record a couple times and my kids have interrupted me, but that's okay. But anyway, she said, give me a Bible verse so that I know that my dad is with me. And I said, okay, and it just came to me, Psalm 13. And I was thinking, Papa, but this has nothing to do with my mom. And but I said it anyway, and she said, oh my God, I listened to that Bible verse earlier today. And so after that point, even though I've told her all these stories for 2 years about my mediumship and the things and the ways that I've seen my friend James in my life, even though he's passed away, she finally got it. And then a couple days ago, she woke up at 5:30 in the morning and swore that there was a bird in her room. She woke up my dad. My dad saw the bird. They opened the window. It was like flying around where the ceiling fan was. So it really should have been like cut up by the fan, and then it just disappeared. And this was after my mom was asking me. She was like, can you help me to communicate with my dad? Can you help me communicate? And so I told her she can do it. Like, she doesn't need me, but I can help. But you just have to be open to it. So what I did want to say to you is, people that have passed away, they are trying to communicate to you. We are energy in a human body. And a lot of times when people pass over, from what I know, from what I'm feeling, from my experiences, is it's very freeing. And people that wanted to be there for you, people that wanted to do things in their life that couldn't, people that wanted to help you, people that wanted to support you but didn't have the answers where they couldn't, now they can. Now they can help you in a way that they couldn't before. And they're in pure positive energy and pure positive light and love of source energy. And it's freeing. It's freeing. And they're in a happy place. They're in a happy place of pure positive energy and returning to source. So I hope that gives you some peace to know, that they are in a place of love. And also, you can communicate anytime that you want to. You can always talk. You can always talk to them. You just have to be open to hearing the answers. Sometimes it might come in a song. Sometimes it might come from a butterfly that you see. Sometimes it might come from an animal that was their favorite animal. Sometimes it might come in a Bible verse. It might come in a variety of ways that are special to you and your connection. But if you reach out and you're open, they will respond. They will talk to you. They will support you. You just have to be available for that. And just because they're not in a human body does not mean that they're gone. And that's, I think, where a lot of the sadness in part comes from. And call me silly, but I still do things with James, my friend. Like, I don't miss going to the stream with him, except for maybe a rare occasion, but I do. Like, I go to the stream, and in my mind, he's with me. In my heart, he's with me, but I can visualize him next to me and having fun, and I can feel his energy, and it feels really good. So I'm not missing out. It's just different. It's just different. And the cool thing about when someone's in spirit is you can ask them anything. You can completely be yourself. You don't have to be scared of what they're going to say. They can help you with anything. And when you want to talk to them, they're there. When you don't want to talk to them, they're not there. So you don't have to worry about them being at work or not having time. They have time. And it's really cool. And another thing that can give you peace if you're helping somebody that's dealing with someone that passed away, or if somebody passed away, is doing things in celebration for that person. Doing things in celebration for that person, like doing a fundraiser, like volunteering in their name, like going to the stream and putting down something in memory of that person, an arrangement of flowers, going to their favorite place and saying their prayer, Going to, let's say the person died of a drug overdose, then go to a place where they help people that have drug overdoses, and you make something good out of that bad situation. It's not necessarily bad, but some people view death as bad. But it's making a light out of the darkness. It's making new life from the death. And that's what happens throughout all of nature. A tree falls, it decomposes, and that decomposition makes the ground more rich. It makes the new plants that are sprouting stronger. And we are nature. We are made of the same, I don't even know how I want to say this, made of the same fabric. We follow the same path. We're all one. So if something works for a tree, in this instance, the same general universal law is still going to apply. We're still in the same universe. So where there's death, there is new life. And if you follow that pattern, it's going to give you peace. It's going to give you happiness. That's how you flow with nature, instead of going against the stream and walking upstream. So, there's just to think of all the things that you can do in honor of that person. You can write a book about that person. I mean, think of all the organizations that were started because of people that have passed away. In honor of this person, they started this charity. In honor of this person, this money was raised for this organization. This book was written. This song was written. And this song inspired this million people. It's taking it and making it something beautiful. Not to mention, it really transforms the lives of the people that are here as well. I mean, when my friend James died, I didn't know anything about mediumship, and it's really helped me to open me up to that spiritual gift and to other possibilities and telepathy and being able to accept things in the relationships that I do currently have. And it helps me to make the most out of situations that I don't necessarily think are that great, to start off with. So, the 3 tips, I guess, if I were to sum everything up, and I apologize that I'm not very together with all these things. Like I said, I just found out for sure that my uncle was passing. So tip 1, I would say, from my pop-up would be to point that person towards God and towards spirit, source, energy, the universe, whatever they believe in. Point them towards that as their main source of energy and consolation and support. Step 2, I don't even remember step 2 at this point, other than basically they're still here. You can call on them anytime. It's a really cool experience, actually, once you get used to it, and it's kind of, you can really have fun. Like, I go to the stream with James and have fun. He sends me stuff that I think is hilarious. Like, he'll put his name on buildings. Like, literally, I went somewhere and it said James's building. And they'll send you songs that are from them. And it's just a really amazing experience. And it really will help you prepare yourself for your own death. Because I'm not scared. But, like, when you sit there and you play and you have fun with somebody that's passed away, it might sound weird to you. But, and have fun, I mean, things like that. Like, sometimes James will send me, like, just things that I know that are him, because he's such an obnoxious person sometimes. And I know, like, certain little things that he would do, like bugs would fly up at me, and it's like, I know that was you trying to get me, because he would always like to scare me all the time. So it's just having those experiences where you're still interacting with that person, and just know that you're still interacting with that person. Know that they're not gone, they're just different, and sometimes different can actually be really good, and they can be a way better support. Like my friend James, he's a way better support, because when he was here, he had a lot of things going on where he wanted to, in his heart, I know, support me more than he did. and he couldn't show his appreciation as much as he does now. Now he can help me, and he does. When I had my restaurant, this is another long story, but he wound up, never mind. He wound up giving me, in essence, like a lot of gifts, and helping my business in ways that I never imagined. And anyway, so the third thing would be to turn the death into something that's huge and amazing and a blessing and great, and turn it into new life. Turn it into a charity, turn it into a volunteer day at your work, turn it into a video for someone, turn it into anything that's positive, anything that helps someone else. If that if that person believed in a certain charity, if that person didn't say something to someone, finish their work. If you're inspired by that, whatever you're inspired to do, make something good out of it. I know this video went a little long, but I'm just so passionate about peace, the peace of passing on. And I've just had so much, and probably it sounds weird to you, but I've had so much fun just communicating, and it's brought me so much happiness, and I hope that some of that happiness has then gone to you. I give you